Shruti Mishra.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another significant chapter of CNBC TV 18's Future Female Forward, the Women's Collective, presented by HSBC, co-presented by HCL Tech, knowledge partner Deloitte, and associate partner Reliance Industries Limited. We begin the evening with the official FFF anthem outlining the core values powering the Future Female Forward mission and vision. The women behind the anthem is right here. Please join me in welcoming the award-winning singer and composer Sonam Kalra. Known for her beautiful, powerful voice and complex compositions, Sonam is a member of the Grammy Recording Academy and has been felicitated with many awards. Ladies and gentlemen, gear up to groove to the FFF anthem. Please welcome on stage once again, Sonam Kalra.
Thank you so much, Shruti. Thank you, everyone. It's truly been such an honor to create this very special anthem for an even more special campaign, Future Female Forward. I grew up as one of 3 girls, and my father always told me, you're not equal to men, you are better. And I've always known that to be the absolute truth. I believe women rule the world, and I'm so happy that CNBC TV 18 is taking this very pertinent, very important message forward. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the new anthem for Future Female Forward, which I created with a man, so I must give him credit, Saptak Chatterjee, and it says, "This is my time to shine."
Thank you, Sonam, for that powerful opening performance. And truly, this is our time, this is my time. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. A huge round of applause for Sonam Kalra. I would now like to invite on stage CNBC TV 18's Managing Editor, Shireen Bhan. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Mike. Thank
you once again. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here. And what a fabulous start to the Future Female Forward Summit. Sonam Kalra, thank you very, very much for bringing our vision to life. I'm so deeply overwhelmed by the spontaneous and organic support that we've received since the time that we launched this campaign in November last year. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Minister Irani, I sent you a note, and ladies and gentlemen, in less than 30 seconds, she responded with 4 words: I will join you. Thank you very, very much for joining us here today, for championing the cause of Future Female Forward. We truly appreciate your time. I know it's a difficult time given the fact that Parliament is in session, but thank you once again. A big round of applause for Minister Smriti Irani for joining us here today. I would also like to extend our gratitude to the CEO of HSBC, Hitendra Dave, and his team at HSBC for being equal partners with us in this journey. Thank you very much to HCL Tech, to Deloitte, and to FICCI for being our allies and collaborators. Each one of you have helped shape this event. It is a labor of love for all of us here at CNBC TV 18. We truly appreciate all the support that we've got from you. I was raised to believe that I could do what I wanted, but as I made my way through the world, I realized that my experience was one of privilege and not the lived majority of a large number. So I did what I know best, which is to tell stories of women who were leading change. For over a decade, we've amplified the need for gender parity by creating relevant content on the channel. We've also walked the talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today, CNBC TV 18 has a gender parity in its workforce, and for more than 5 years, we have zero attrition of women who've taken maternity leave. Every single one who went on maternity leave has returned to the newsroom. So why did we feel the need to start this campaign? The COVID-19 pandemic, as you know, has had a disproportionate impact on women, further widening gender disparity. In 2021, the International Labour Organization warned of an uneven and gender unequal recovery, with job losses hitting women the hardest and job recovery for women at a slower pace. The World Economic Forum's Gender Gap report, which surveys 146 countries, says it will take 132 years to reach full parity. That's a little better than the 136 years projected in 2021, but much worse than the pre-pandemic estimates. The challenge for policymakers, for corporate leaders, for entrepreneurs, and for us in the media is to be able to find solutions to build back better. Future Female Forward is our attempt to amplify the need for change and help showcase interventions that can make a difference. A viewer on social media asked me, so what do you hope to achieve with this event? It's a legitimate question, and one that I will briefly try and address. I'm not arrogant or presumptuous to believe that we've started a movement, but I do believe that we have the sincerity, the integrity, the passion, and the commitment to make this one. This is not a one-day event. This is an active dialogue that we intend to sustain every day with diverse stakeholders. We intend to create a repository of credible data that policymakers and corporate leaders can use to design their interventions. We will bring you the highlights of the first CNBC TV 18 FICCI Gender Parity Survey, where we've covered over 80 companies across manufacturing and services to understand the progress that's been made and the distance we need to cover. We want this campaign to create a pool of diverse role models, not just CEOs, but women who are pushing boundaries in different ways and in different walks of life. And you will, ladies and gentlemen, meet some of those champions of change here today. We want this to become a platform of shared experiences and learnings. Gender disparity is a global challenge. It is not just an India problem. And through conversations with global leaders, we want to create a playbook for change at scale, which is contextual and relevant. Today, we'll be joined by ambassadors from the US, the EU, and the region to exchange ideas and learnings. We want to engage with corporate leaders to understand how they are driving the agenda of inclusion and diversity within their organizations. You will hear from some of India's leading CEOs this evening. And finally, we want to take the message through our network of channels and our social media platforms and our partners to every home. We want fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, husbands and partners to understand why creating equal opportunities for women and men is good for us as a society and as a nation. a little self-indulgent, but in the last 22 years that I've been a journalist, I've never had my parents come to any of my events that I've done, but they are here today because they've given me the space and the unconditional support to make my choices, and hopefully more good choices than bad, and my hope is that every woman gets the same right. So let me end with an excerpt of a wonderful poem by Becky Hemsley, which resonates very deeply with me. She sat at the back and they said she was shy. She led from the front and they hated her pride. They asked her advice and then questioned her guidance. They branded her loud and then they were shocked by her silence. When she shared no ambition, they said it was sad. So they told them her dreams and they said she was mad. They told her they'd listen, then they covered their ears and gave her a hug whilst they laughed at her fears. So she walked to the forest and stood with the trees. She heard the wind whisper and dance with the leaves. And she spoke to the willow, to the elm and the pine, and she told them what she'd been told time after time. She told them that she felt she was never enough. She was either too loud or far, far too much. Too loud or too quiet, too fierce or too weak, too wise or too foolish, too bold or too meek. And then she found a small clearing surrounded by firs, and she stopped and she heard what the trees said to her. And she sat there for hours not wanting to leave, for the forest said nothing. It just let her breathe. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you very, very much for joining us here for the first Future Female Forward Summit. We appreciate your time, we appreciate your patience, and we appreciate your support. Here's a very quick look at the effort that's gone into putting this event together.
Are they fair? You know we do have our skin in the game because we put everything at stake and believe in having and even eating our cake. Bold, aspirational, loud. Don't give us those labels. We're all unique, all valid and all worthy. Dreamers, doers and ceiling smashers. Standards and boundaries, we draw them. Stereotypes and self-doubt, we banish them. Equal pay for equal value. Let's create our destiny afresh.
HSBC presents CNBC TV 18, Future Female Forward, the Women's Collective, co-presented